Hey everybody, Chris here. It is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It is time for another episode of Shelfie Roulette. If you don't know what that is, I have my entire board game collection in a wheel randomizer, and I spin the wheel. Whatever game it lands on, I have to discuss whether or not I remember it. However long it's been, I will talk about it. So let's see what game we're talking about today. Okay, Return to Dark Tower. That is a beefy boy. Let's go grab it. Return to Dark Tower. This is a cooperative game by Restoration Games. So there was an old version of this game years and years ago. Not nearly as well produced, but a game nonetheless. But what everybody always talks about and what everybody remembers is the tower. This thing is pretty incredible, actually. So it spins, it has 3 different levels, and all these little doors, they open. It is an app-driven game, so you do need iPad, phone, something to get this to work with you. But it tells you which doors to open, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but they each have like their own symbols on them, and depending on what symbol shows, you might lose a special ability on your board. Skulls go in, you place them in up at the top, and they might fall out of the bottom. Whenever you open a door, they might slide on out, and skulls are bad, just like in real life. I mean, there are a good amount of minis in this as well. You have your heroes, which have little colored bases on them, but then you have these guys that you're fighting as well, your enemies. Okay, so the board is circular. This is only half of it, but you can see the board is broken up into different terrain types. So there's like forest, there's mountains, there's plains. I forget what these are. But it has these locations as well, and you put these little miniature figures on them to whatever corresponding section it goes on, and those will give you special actions on your turn if you get your guy to one of those spaces. All right, let's take a little closer look at one of the character sheets. So they are asymmetric characters. They all have similar abilities, but they do play differently. And as you go through your turn, you're going to do a few things. So at the start of your turn, you will do whatever's at the top here. This one lets you gain, I want to call it ether, but I know for sure that's not what it is. Spirit, maybe it's spirit. And then in the middle, you have these actions here, and this lets you, you can always do this top one, and then you choose one of these other ones. So you can cleanse, which is like removing skulls, too many skulls on one of those buildings. The building goes away, it gets destroyed, and you can no longer use that building anymore. And if you lose so many buildings, then you just lose the game. So cleansing is an important part of the game. Battling, let's see if I can find like a monster card example. Okay, it's at the bottom. I'm not going to grab that. But there's monsters, they have cards, they have stats. Nothing too special there. You're trying to defeat them before they get to you. And you attack them whenever you're on the same location. So you move to the location, you attack them, good to go. You know how it goes. So everybody knows how combat works, okay? It's nothing different here, except there's an app. Moving on. Quests. Quests definitely is app driven though. So some of these quests give you like things that you got to do over on the board. Maybe you got to go kill somebody. I think some of the quests are even like kind of delve-like, where you are going into a cave and you're exploring, and in the app it will actually have you choose directions you go into, kind of like you're navigating through a labyrinth. But you need to spend your strength. Maybe you encounter some enemies. Maybe you have to spend your spirit, is what I'm calling it, in order to succeed. The good thing about those though is that you don't need to succeed all in one shot. So you might have enough resources to make it through 2 or 3 rooms. You can choose to stop, and then maybe somebody else goes in the next turn and they finish it and they navigate where they need to. So that's kind of nice, is that those dungeons, you can dive as much as you want to, however much you want to push your luck, so to speak, and then somebody else can go and finish off the dungeon, or if you want to go finish it off later, that's an option too. And then down here at the bottom, you have these reinforced actions. So these are what let you do those special action. If you're on a citadel, a sanctuary, a village, or a bazaar, you can do the action over here, which gains you spirit. It also gains you strength, which will be good against fighting enemies. And then at the end of your turn, you are dropping skulls into the tower. Again, skulls in the tower are bad because they come out onto the board later. And virtues over here, these are again special abilities you have, and these are upgradable. You can add additional ones. I think you can even cover these ones up. Don't quote me on that one. And then corruptions are bad. I think if you get 3 corruptions, you lose the game. And of course you have treasures down here at the bottom that you can collect as well. That's pretty much the character rundown though. Yeah, and it's also scenario based. So in the app you get to choose a scenario, and everyone's different, right? So you'll have to do different things depending on the scenario, different objectives, I guess I said this is cooperative earlier. I actually do think there's a competitive mode. I've never played it that way though. I've only done it cooperative. But if that's something you enjoy, that is an option as well. You can do it fully competitive. I mean, that is just a very high level example of the game, right? What else do I want to talk about though? I'm going to show you guys the tower though, because this thing's awesome. I need batteries though. Oh, I kept one battery in here. It takes 3. Why would I keep one battery? What kind of psychopath am I? Okay, well, I'll find 2 batteries, although it's corroding in the bag. Okay, and I gotta find 3 batteries. All right, so we can just start a new game. And the tower knows like when you put a skull in, and it will react in the app as well. So if I drop a skull, it knows that it's somebody's turn and it has just ended, and it will let you know if there's an event or not that happens. If you can see this, it says that the middle seal is about to be broken. You reveal it and you look around, and if you look carefully right here in the middle, this one is glowing red, and if you lift it up, it opens up this slot, and you may or may not have skulls come out, and that's how those skulls come out. Okay, and now after the end of that turn, it says that the tower is about to rotate, so we'll see what happens here too. There we go. All right, and you see that it turned, and you notice that as it turned, it released skulls because it is now in an open door. So it's moving these compartments around in a circle, and if the doors open, the skulls fall out, they go on the board, and they do bad things for you. Okay, that is kind of the game though. Again, app-driven, cooperative or competitive play. Very fun though, one my group really enjoys. The tower is awesome. It's got a great table presence. It does get in the way of your play because you can't necessarily see to the other side of the board because it's pretty big. But for the most part, it doesn't get in the way, and I think the cool factor way outweighs any distraction that it causes. I think that will just about wrap us up though for this episode of Shelfie Roulette. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.